Welcome back. Now, uh, here in this interface, I'm going to define one constant string name. Name. Okay. Name test. Here, the same name I am going to use here. Okay. In two different interfaces, I have the same constant. Okay. In implementation class, I want to access it. Now, what I'm to do interface name. Just put it a name. Now you are getting a error here because the field name is ambiguous. Okay, so now here the point I'm going to tell you is if you have the same constant in two interfaces, okay, you cannot access them in implementation classes because that is ambiguity. Okay, if you want to access the interface one constraint in implementation class, you have to add interface one dot name. Fine. Now here interface two dot name. Okay, understand. As of now, we have seen how to declare the constraints, how to access them, how to create a sub interfaces, and how to create abstract classes, how to implement them. Okay, now so this is as of Java 7. Okay, in Java 8, these interfaces have been introduced with default methods and static methods. Okay, so why default methods? Because if you want to provide any default implementation to a method, then you can directly add in the interface. Okay, why static methods? If you want to access these methods, the static methods, anywhere in the application, then you can define them in the static methods. Let's going to we are going to see that in a couple of minutes. Okay, so I'm going to define a default method in interface. Okay, now string name or load is created load method. Now here the error is the abstract method do not specify a body. By default, if you declare a method that is abstract. How do you define a default method? Very simple. You just have to add default keyword. Right? Here you have to return loaded successfully. I just written a method, okay? Default method. This is called default method. Now, so when do we use this default method? Let's say a few in previous tutorials we have seen, previous videos we have seen the type of JSON Excel, right? Let's say client have sent a JSON file to you, one client, and another client has sent Excel file to you. You will place in the file system and you have to load them, right? Here, the common part is loading the file from the file system. Okay, but the processing is different. So here the loading the file is a common functionality. So that functionality you will define in the default methods. Okay, default method, and in implementation classes. Let's say this is interface one loading. Loader. Let's call it as a loader interface. Okay, in the one implementation class JSON loader. Okay, in JSON loader you will call this method to load that file and you will process it in another implementation class excel loader, where there also you will call the load method to load the excel file, and you will process that excel file using poi library. Okay, this will be the use case for the default methods. Okay, now how do you define a static methods? So using static list list of genders genders dot list dot add male female and return genders list. Okay, now so I've just defined a static method here in the interface, right? So how do you define the static methods in an interface? Using a static keyword. Very simple. How do you define the methods in the class? That's just like you will define in the interface. But the thing is when to use these static methods. Okay, it's a real time example. Okay, you have a form, user form. There you want to select the gender of the user, right? So the best practice is you cannot store them in the database. Only three values: male, female, other, and you will save in one table, and every time you will get from the table. Okay, that is not a good practice. Okay, what are the values? If you have a fixed set of values that are that has to be shown in the form, you have to define you have to define it something like this. Okay, now the genders, there won't be any other, right? Male, female, transgender, any other. If you take weeks, Monday to Sunday, or if you take months, Jan to December, if you take days, 1 to 31st, fix a set of values. Okay, you will define all them in this interface here, and you will access them wherever required. How do you access them? Very simple. Just remove this interface. Interface one, right? Yeah, one. Interface one dot get genders, right? Yeah. What is the default method I have here? We have load method. Load method. Simple. Very simple. I have loaded the file and I'll process. I get the genders list and I will pass it to controller, and controller will pass it to view, and a view will show. So in MEC application, this will be the this will be the process, right? Mm, Now, uh, so guys, that's it about the interfaces. Okay, when I cover abstract classes, there also I'll cover the differences between abstract class and interface, and there we will get into the more details. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to this channel. Thank you.